Okay, class, this week we doing Module 2, and in Module 2 you had to use hyperlinks to create some menus that link you from one page to the next, and you have a total of 5 pages for this week at a minimum, and also we'll be working with how to add images. So with that, let me bring up here this page, and as you can see on this page, it's the index page from last week that I did, modified just a little bit here, and I changed the title here, and I've also added a menu up here at the top. You see each one's a link separated by a little line in between to give it some space, then a paragraph down here that I modified, and also an image that I added. So let's take a look at how it works. If I click on home page, it just stays right here at the index page. If I click on contact us, it moves me over to a contact page. About Us moves me over to the About Us page. It's not finished yet, but it's got a little bit there. Feature page, I go over there, but I don't have anything on there yet. And the same with the gallery page. I link to it, but nothing's on there yet. So let me go back here to the home page, which is my index page that we did last week. And let's take a look at how that is created in Dreamweaver. So if we bring up Dreamweaver here, take a look at that index page. You can see I added some code here up above my headline tag. And what I have here is I put our paragraph tags around my hyperlinks. Now, the way we create a hyperlink, a link that goes to another page, is we use the anchor tag. That's simply the letter A. Now there's some attributes that make up the anchor tag. One is the reference, the href, that hyperlink that takes me to whatever page that I put in the quotation marks. So we got href equals quotation marks, the name of the file. Now notice none of the names of my file have any capitals in them and no spaces. So that's very important that when you save these, that you save these without any spaces. Okay? No spaces in the name and also no capitals. So that's the link there. And then after I close that tag, that's the start, the less than, then the greater than, right after the quote. Don't forget your quotes around the name. And then I got the text I want to have, that'll be the underlined link. So if I look over here, this home page, that's what I'm going to be clicking on to go to the index page. Then I got my closing tag for the anchor, which is a /A. And I got that little line that's over there by the backspace key above that backslash, and that's that up and down, the two little dashes there, that vertical lines, and it makes that nice little division between my links. Okay, that you wouldn't have to have, but makes it look a little bit nicer for a nice simple menuing. Okay, then I've just done one of these links for each of the pages I have created, the index, the contact us, about us, and as you can see, that makes that nice little menu over there. Okay, so that's the hypertext link. We can link to files. We can link to websites. If I wanted to link to an external website, instead of putting index.html here, I'd actually put the URL, whatever that web page is, and then whatever text I want that to be that I want to go to. So we can put either one there, and we'll take a look at that later, I think, in another module that we'll be doing later on. But that's something you can look at if you're needing to do something like that for your website that you're creating. Okay, if we take a look down here at the image tag, let's take a look at how that's created for the picture here. If I click, that's the nice thing about the design, the split view. If I want to try and find that code, I just click on it here or highlight it, and it highlights it in the other side in the code. So here's my image coding, and that starts with the img for image, source, and just like we did up here for the linking to the pages, we got quotation marks, and the name and location of the file. The name of my file is p1.jpg. It's a JPEG file, so it's p1.jpg, but I put it in a folder to keep things kind of nice and neat. If I take a look here at my folder structure in my module 2 here, I have an image folder that has that picture file in it. And this is a nice way to organize, have your web pages in one place and then the images in another. Now you don't want to have the image off someplace else on your computer because it's easy, Dreamweaver, just to link here with the insert and go browse to find it on your computer. But then it won't work when you upload it to the web server. So you always need to make sure the image is either here in the same place as what your web pages are, or they're in a subfolder that's in the same places as your web pages. And that way, when you upload these, you'll just copy all these when you upload them to the Rasmussen web server. So when I put all these in module 2, how I started out here is last week we'd done the index page, so I just copied that over here to module 2, the index page, then I made my edits to it. So it's nice to do that each week to create another folder that you go back to and link to. That way you have a reference that you can go back to if you make a change or edit something and you decide you don't like that and don't know how to get back to it. You always have the previous week's assignment still there. So like module 3 now, I'll copy everything from module 2 into module 3 and start my edits after I've copied them over. That way I can keep my assignments from each previous week without changing those. Okay, so that's a little bit on the file structure. 5 pages with an image in an image folder there. And what you'll want to do for each of your pages, like here, contact us, about us, we got something. Oops, let's open up another one here. Let's open up the feature page. And the nice thing, once you have this menu created, you can just copy it and put it on to the next page. You don't have to retype it again. So if I go down here and put it after the body tag, just like, oops, I missed there. Go up one. Okay, and paste that in there. I can have my menu just that quick. Once you get it done for one page, you just copy and paste it to each of your other pages, and you have your menu in there. And don't forget to change your title tag. This one here would be feature, or whatever you want to put in there. It doesn't have to say feature, that's just what shows up at the top of the browser page. Okay, so that is how to create the hyperlinks in your menu and how to attach your pictures. Let's take a look at how I'd copy this over to using FileZilla up to the web server. So I'm going to minimize this down here. Got a lot of things open, and here's FileZilla. Let me connect here to FileZilla. I'm going to abort the previous one. There we go. And I copied that over once, and I made a few changes. So what I'm going to do here is here's my module 2 that's on my local computer here locally. So I'm just going to drag this over into HTML class. So I went module 2 over onto module 2, right into there. Notice I didn't put it on module 2. It'll try and put it in there. So I'm going to put it here. It's going to ask me to overwrite these files. I'm just going to say OK, 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 and OK. Okay, so it overwrote all those. Now I've copied everything from module 2 over here to the web server. Let's take a look and see if those changes actually went up there. And all I did is here go to module 2 instead of module 1, and it's got the index in there. I don't have to put that. I can just leave that module 2, because that index is that special name. It'll automatically look for it in this folder, which it does here. Comes up. Now I got my home page with the picture and the title, contact us. I got that information in there. The about us, the feature page. Oops, didn't we must not have saved the menuing here. Nope, see that little star there? That means I hadn't saved these changes I made here. If I want to save that and re-upload it, let's do that real quick. Saved it. And let's re-upload. We don't need to upload the whole folder this time. We just made a change to the feature page. So I'm going to drag feature over here. Say OK to overwrite that. Now let's take a look at that. Oops. And refresh. And there it is. Now sometimes, remember, you see how I had to refresh it, it didn't show up there? Your computer caches the page when you've seen it recently and doesn't always reload it, so you may have to refresh it when you make changes to have it show up here. after you upload it with the after you FTP it with FileZilla and copy it over. So if you don't see your changes, click on refresh, and if it's still in there, go back and see if you missed segment of the file like I did, and that'll go up there. So anyway, that concludes module 2 for this week, and good luck with it. And as soon as I get up here, we'll